Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Let me start off at the top, you guys. At the top. All right. We've got Derek at 8:39 this morning. That's awesome. I said good morning. Mr. Manifesto. I must have walked away just saying that about that same time. Good morning, Mr. Manifesto. Tank Top Tropics. Geek Boy. Jenny Lynn. Good morning. Mr. Manifesto again. Jenny Lynn again. COC. That's right. Good morning, Adele. Gina French. Good morning. HSP. Tank Tribe. Ricky, good morning. Still ain't ya? Good to see you this morning. Fish on. Bree. Good morning, Bree. I am about to get those betas uploaded, Bree. I've got pictures of everything. I just ran out of time last night and needed to go to bed, so I quit working on it. Andre. Good morning, Andre. Miss Patty. Good morning, Miss Patty. Rocco. Everybody's in here this morning. Good. Good. Okay, Ricky, you're just waking up. Okay. Hey, there was Stephanie Dominguez. Not usually awake this early. Well, it's a good thing that we go, for a few hours. So welcome and thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're feeling froggy, you are more than welcome to join me up here on the big screen and show off your tanks or animals or whatever it is that you have. Jenny Lynn, you too are new. It's good to see you as well. And that offer stands for everyone. Anyone is welcome to join me. I did place the link or put it in the chat. Let me do it again. And then now that I have started, I will jump over and pin it. There. Come on. And there. Come on, pin it. Is it going to have issues today? Nope, there it went. Good deal. I've heard over the last several days that everybody's been having issues with pinning links and stuff. Good morning, Rocco.
How are you this morning, ma'am?
Pretty good.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Oh, no problem.
I don't like being up here by myself. I'm honest.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Gotta have somebody to talk to. I'm not somebody that can just ramble and ramble. Mr. Manifesto.
It's the man, the myth, the legend.
How are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Real well. How about you, brother?
Living the dream. The dream.
Right on.
Every day.
Good morning, Greg. And good morning, Angel Fish Keeper. Angel Fish Keeper, I tried to look up your YouTube channel yesterday and I couldn't find it. Do you have any videos or am I just like can't find a darn thing?
Oh, I'd like to find a new shoulder.
Oh my God. It's so weird you say that. Like I laid down in my recliner about 5:30 this morning and I woke up at 8 and I woke up with a kink in this shoulder. Like within 3 hours, it happened that fast.
Right.
I know you have other issues with your shoulder, not a kink, but I just thought it was funny.
I got hardware in one shoulder. This shoulder's tore up.
Yeah.
This leg's tore up. That leg's bad.
Yeah. I had a horse accident years ago,
Oh,
back when I was like 23, and I got thrown from a 2-year-old, and I got thrown, over her head. It wasn't like just a buck
Right.
off and fall off the side. She chunked me straight over her head and hit the hard clay. Well, when I did,
Yeah,
it
those suck.
dislocated my shoulder, and
man.
I went to the emergency room, and they did not set it. And so when it grew back with an indention, so it's not in place, and it hadn't been for years. But
Wow.
it goes to bother me, and I had to go get injections in it. Thank God the injections work there, because they don't work in my neck, but they work in my
Right.
shoulder. So about once a year or once every 2 years, it gets to bothering me really, really bad. But
Right.
darn 2-year-old.
But yeah, you got right back up on that damn thing, didn't you?
Actually, I couldn't.
So, Mike,
She said, "Nah."
If I could have, you bet your bottom I would have, because I was like a mile away from the house. And so
Right.
I had to catch her first. Thank God it broke the reins when I fell, because otherwise I don't think I'd ever caught her. And then
Right.
drag her butt back up to the house with me as I walked, because I couldn't pull myself back up.
Ouch.
So, but if I could have, you bet your bottom I would have. And then, but my husband at the time did get back on her rear end before I did, and rode her out.
Right.
But it was just, she had been doing so good. I mean, it wasn't like I was taking a bucko out there, Bronc and bucko.
Right.
Oh my gosh, buck and bronco.
Bonk and Brucko.
Bucko. That was my first word I ever said when I was a baby.
Yeah,
Bucko.
yeah.
I'd run around the house going, bucko, 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 bucko,
Oh, funny.
bucko.
Yeah.
By the way, Monster Fish Gal linked the Angel Fish Keepers channel. If you didn't see that.
What do you mean somebody blocked you on my streams, Delaney? I have an angelfish link.
Yeah, Monster Fish Gal linked her channel.
Let me jump
I
over
didn't see it.
because I can't click on it on.
I
There
did
we
not
go.
see- Oh, there it is. Got it right there. That's a new one. I'd like to check that one out
Sweet.
myself.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Oh,
Awesome. Yay. Got it.
someone didn't bring me any coffee this morning. What the hell?
I got you. Angel.
Sorry, Rock, I was running late.
Oh. All right, now here, Mr. Manifesto, MTS.
I say Malaysian trumpet snails. We were talking about those the other day.
Oh, roger that. Yes. Yes. No, yes. Okay.
But I
Hell
did
yeah.
respond.
Right on. Right on. I was thinking, I woke up, and the first thing I do when I wake up is I roll over, I grab my phone, I'll check my email, I'll check my fish tuber, and then I check YouTube to see if anybody's posted anything that, I don't even get out of bed yet.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Right. No, I usually sit at my desk and I check my email, and then at some point I'd start getting spam, so I shut it off, and then I check it again later.
Right.
I'm so happy
going
all
on,
the
Mike?
regular psychopaths are here. Good morning.
Right
Good
on.
morning, Mike.
What's going on, Mike?
Hey, breed. Temperature for breeding betas. I start them out at 83 at breeding, and then once they have babies, kick it up about another temperature after that.
All right, Jess, I got a question for you.
Okay.
You have betas?
Yeah.
What kind of water do you have? Is it hard, soft?
It's hard. Well, it's
The wet kind.
okay. So my PCS is run about 500-ish. And
Oh, okay.
then my pH is about 7.2.
Okay, so you got low pH but high TDS.
Yeah.
Okay. And you breed them in hard water then, basically.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yep.
Cool.
Hey,
Pepin.
And I haven't ever had issues with it.
I wonder if it's a pH problem.
Peplin, how are you?
Because I have you probably have more TDS than I do, but my pH is a lot higher than yours. So
Yeah.
I guess I got more buffers in my water than you do. But do you find that? Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, do you find a higher pH makes the betas? I don't know. They do poorly in higher pH.
No, I don't think. Well, I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, if we think about it, they're in Blackwater, and Blackwater is usually a little bit lower, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I mean, I know they're normally in softer water.
Okay.
Soft, whatever, acidic, I guess, slightly acidic.
Yeah. Right.
Morning, Frankie.
Right.
Morning, Pepper.
But I don't know. I've always heard that like it can have adverse effects on them, like over like their lifespan, whatever.
Oh, being in a high
or just being in harder water, and I also heard that it was harder for them to breed just because their eggs weren't whatever. But I guess it's not a problem. I was just curious.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems until recently. I can't get any of the males to finish the deed. They'll do everything. I mean, like literally.
Well, that's a common problem across the board, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. We're talking about.
You just got to crush up one of those little blue pills and put it in the water.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
And if it goes more than 4 hours, please consult the doctor.
That's right.
I'll go figure out what that's all
Not
about.
that I know anything about that.
It wasn't just one male, so I was thinking, okay, well maybe they
We're all like that.
seasons, So I don't know.
So
crap.
So they're not breeding for you anymore, or you're just saying that like it's been a
they
mess?
didn't. I'm actually working on it again. I had waited for a little while and really put the protein to them for at least a good 3 weeks now, and
Chewy's here.
so I'm going to try again. Well, I am. I've got to let the female loose here in just a little bit, so we'll see.
Yeah, right, lunatic. Chewy, yeah. That's. I mean, I understand. Like the harder water is more to do with the minerals. The pH is just. It has to do with, I guess, what those minerals are, right? But I was just wondering if the pH had an adverse effect on them as opposed to the TDSs, or both,
right?
Or one or the other.
I know that.
Or if it's better to keep your betas in, like, I mean, I have an RO system, and I was wondering if it was just better to soften my water for them. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't think about. Oh, mine comes in today. My RODI comes in today.
So, like, now there's a question: what are you going to do with your RODI? Like, you use it to soften stuff? Like, I've had mine. I use it on occasion, but I don't use it a whole lot.
Right, it's going to come in, and it's going to probably sit there for a little while until.
Something comes to mind.
Yeah, well, I'm not ready to order the discus or the rams, and I really want that tank, even though it's going to be fast started. I really would like it to run for a little while with something in it other than discus, and then buy the discus. So, but if I do that, I've got to go ahead and I want to try and cut my water. Like half RODI and then half my water and see what I get.
Yeah. Well, you can. I was doing that a while for my betas. I'd actually just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see if I was just wasting my time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Glenn, it's good to see you. I ain't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Been busy. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm good. I wish we had prettier weather, but I'm good.
Well, we gonna have one of you sometime today, not tomorrow.
Yeah, I woke up to rain about 8 o'clock this morning. It was pouring, but I was supposed to go do some landscaping today, and I don't think that's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
So,
You see what it look like you, don't you?
Yeah. Overcast and chilly.
Morning, Chewy.
Morning, Chewy. Miss Lori.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, man.
I know I said Peplin. I don't think anybody else stuck it enough underneath me. If you did, I'm so sorry. I was running my mouth. Ricky uses his well water for his betas. You defined hard water as minerals dissolved into the solution, and depending on what those minerals are, can it affect the pH?
Yeah, I was just Chewy asked to define what
Right.
hard water was, so I didn't want to interrupt you guys were talking, so I was typing
Right. No, I know. I just wanted to read it
it.
because I was wondering the same thing. What?
Well, I guess we can go down this
I
road.
guess what makes up the well, sure.
I don't know.
What makes up the TDSs, and what is it that what do they like out of the TDSs?
I think a lot of the soft water species would prefer, like, I think it's just whatever trace minerals are floating. Like, it's pretty much, everything's diluted with rainwater, or, so there's not a whole lot of minerals floating around. It's not concentrated, let's put it that way. So
and maybe
I think they're around like 100 to 200 TDS in nature, at least in Thailand. I don't know. That's what I've read. I don't know.
Maybe what's going on with mine. My TDSs may be just through the roof right now because I have had them go up to 7.
Holy cow. Wow.
I don't know how.
But I mean, like, that's what I was trying to, like, I've just heard, because how, I guess freshwater fish, they absorb the water through osmosis, basically, right? And the harder the minerals in there, eventually it starts to, I guess, I don't know, clog up that filter. You know what I mean? And then they start having problems either regulating the water back out or whatever it is, and then that's when they get kidney failure.
Right. Hey, Chattanooga.
Hey,
good morning.
So good. Famous Chattanooga good.
Hey, do you guys know this person, Looney Tunes, that's wanting to come up on screen?
Yeah, it's usually Chewy.
Okay.
Is it a black screen?
Yes. Yeah. Is Chewy?
It is me.
Okay, good. Who is this?
Now, on the topic of water chemistry.
Yes.
When a TDS meter is used, it can pick up all of the minerals that are in the waterway.
Absolutely.
It is not chemically defined as to what those minerals are.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. A TDS meter is just a conductivity, right? It's just measuring, like, if we want to understand, a TDS meter is uses an electrical current across 2 probes, and and depending on how much current gets through that, it can. Well, actually, I think it travels. The current will travel easier in water that has minerals in it, as opposed to minerals that don't have in it. So they can measure how much resistance it is between those 2 probes, and generates a number.
It is not a chemistry meter whatsoever.
No. It's a conductivity meter, is what it is.
It is a conductivity meter. Now, if I had my mod on this channel, I could show you a comparison that is done by, like, 2 doctors that wrote a book on water chemistry of all the lakeways in Africa, and it compared to Calgary water as a chemical structure.
See the 2 probes there?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they're talking about, just so everybody knows what they're talking about.
Okay. TDS could be any mineral. You do not know what those minerals are.
Correct, unless you test for them.
Exactly.
No, yeah, I understand that.
Is more or less the bottom line here. What minerals does it take for plants to grow, and what minerals do plants not need?
Right. Or won't absorb or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm going ahead and jump down. Thank you. Let me come up, okay?
And you bet, Glenn. Are you going to stream anytime
Take
today?
care, Glenn.
So
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, see you tomorrow.
Okay, y'all be careful.
You too.
You will find elements that are used in fertilizers. No other minerals are in high abundance in soft water. Does that make sense to you?
So in soft water, the TDSs are always going to be lower?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's more diluted.
That's what defines soft water.
It's way diluted, that's why.
Right.
No, what defines soft water is if there is any biological substance, such as leaf litter, algae, all of the vegetable matter to make it acidic. Sort of like
All right.
tea leaves, coffee. All of those kind of things make acidic properties to water.
Right.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
There's your magnesium, your phosphorus, and whatever else is found in fertilizers for plants are the minerals that plants need.
Right.
Calcium.
Plants don't
Yeah, as I
need
say, calcium,
gold.
exactly.
They don't need silver. They don't need a lot of minerals. They don't need limestone. They need a little bit of calcium. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't need the salinity of coral, whatever that substrate that people are using to make their pH go up.
Crushed
right?
coral.
Crushed coral. Yeah.
Crushed coral. Like there's salinity in that. That's sodium. And
Yep.
sodium affects the conductivity
What's up, Edgar?
meter.
It's true because it's one of the things. Yeah, and actually, sodium will affect
But
it
it's
big
not.
time.
But it's not in. It's not in low pH water. Sodium
Yeah.
is not in low pH water.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'd say
because
with a fish.
usually the thing that sodium binds with is one of the things that it's a buffer for, right?
Exactly.
It's got the free. All right, this is where I always get confused.
And
All right, the H2O molecule, right, is obviously two H's and one O, right? And then when they're all joined together, they all share electrons, right? From what I understand. And then at some point, it's also a weak force that holds them together, so that they can separate, so that you have like an HO molecule and an H molecule. And at some point, one of them gets the H will get an extra electron, and that's now positively charged, and that's what makes it acidic. If you have too many of those free H's with the extra plus on them, I think, or I could be completely wrong about this. And then the OHs are then negatively charged because they're missing an electron, and that's what buffers it alkaline. If you get too many of those OHs with the negatives floating around.
no, actually, it's the positive. It's the positive
throw
side that makes the water alkaline. It's
Okay, so I have the concept correct, but just the idea reversed. That's what you're saying.
the idea is reversed.
Okay,
Oh.
I
so
love
it's
that
the
we're getting
H
chemistry
pluses.
class, but we could be
It's
totally
the H
wrong.
pluses that drive the pH alkaline, and it's the OH negatives that drive the pH acidic.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
correct. Now,
Man, it's too early in the morning for science.
I know that's. I had to throw a paper ball like I was in chemistry class again.
Come on, you know your chemistry class was always at 8 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I just posted in the back of the chat. Can you post that so that people can read
Yes.
that? Anyhow,
Yeah, good.
that article includes a section of Lake Malawi from those doctors' books. Like, it's a big, big freaking book. I once owned it. It's like 1,000
book.
pages deep. Because in
That might be
Chem
thanks.
31, we had to know water chemistry in grade 12. This is grade 12 chemistry.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is not like some basic stuff here. Yeah.
No, it's high level university entrance chemistry.
All right,
I
guys,
failed
buckle in.
chemistry.
Buckle
No wonder I
in.
didn't understand.
You're right.
I'm dumber than a box mass butthole. No wonder I didn't understand.
Minerals
Buckle in,
in that
folks.
link, you can see the amount of minerals that they test for. They test for conductivity.
Yeah, but that just gives you an idea of like you got stuff floating in your water when you use a TDS meter.
Exactly.
It's not like set all be all.
So why does hard water have a problem? It's all due to the carbonate hardness when it comes to growing plants. Only certain plants adapt to carbonate hardness.
What is carbonate hardness, though? What?
Anything that's like a carbonate, like
Carbon
It's-
is the
You're
mineral.
like calcium is not usually, it's not free. It's usually like it's attached to something, and it'll be like a
Yeah.
calcium
It
bicarbonate
attaches
or
itself to carbon.
sodium
So
bicarbonate.
Which
my
is
question
our
for
isotope.
that then, is if you run carbon in your filters, will that take some of that out?
No.
No,
No.
because it's already
Out,
it goes back to the electrical bonding thing. I think that's what carbon's grabbing, is a lot of stuff with its whatever positive or negative charges, whatever
But
it tracks.
tannins will, correct? Tannins break it down, isn't that correct?
I thought so.
But
Yeah.
a carbon is just it's the end of a chain. You know what I mean? Like like sodium chloride. It's NaCl. But
Right.
carbon is just like, it would be calcium and then like whatever chemistry thing is for a carbonate, which I guess has carbon in it.
See, and where
And that
where
just makes
I
it good high
find
quality H2O.
freshwater and marine people are measuring conductivity rather than measuring the minerals. And this is why upper level marine hobbyists add certain things like certain types of chemicals like calcium, magnesium, and all of that sort of stuff for their
Right,
very
iron,
specific
right.
hard corals.
Hi, yes. Hi, Adele.
So in actuality, you should be testing for the individual metals or minerals.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess if you're doing and like I'm sure you're doing like reef
If you're
aquariums
having
and stuff,
some
you'll be
sort
doing
of
that.
plant failure and you're within the range, what is missing in that mix of tannins?
Well, it'd be nice.
They don't like silver, they don't like gold, but they love magnesium and they love phosphorus. That's how
Right.
come. That's how come when you go into lawn care maintenance, you have to know all the various different specifics of the fertilizers that you're feeding
Yeah.
that lawn.
Yeah, right.
Right. I had
So
to
is it not true as an aquarist? Yes.
Geek boy.
Well, absolutely.
Geek.
Yeah.
Hence the root tabs.
And
Yeah.
like I said, define hard water. Everybody's water
Going on,
is
Ness?
different
How you
unless
doing?
you have got that
What's up,
chemistry
Bess?
structure to look at. A measurement off of a TDS meter is only telling me the conductivity of the water.
Which is good to know if you're in like a storm.
Right. Right.
That'd be something I need to know later today. Let's get Tornadic, huh?
That will be something beneficial to know.
You're gonna go swimming in the storm, maybe.
So this is the point that I'm trying to bring across to people is it's
That's a good
just
point,
not
Chewy.
conductivity.
That's a good point. Like, people rely on these things like they're, you know what I mean, that they're infallible, and they're not. I mean, there is a lot of jank, let's put it that way, in reading a TDS meter, because you don't actually know what you're reading.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Poor Adele.
Like our water plant in Calgary puts out that report every month. Every month.
So
It'll
does every
show you the range of where the pH is going. Like the guy who wrote that article is a biochemist professor at the University of Calgary.
so
And
does,
he used the resources that were given to him and he made a direct comparison.
does all of the water supply places put out a
They should.
Yeah.
They should by law.
I think they have to, at least quarterly or at least semi-annually.
Right.
If
They're
not,
tested every
It
quarter.
has all the metal.
it's like there's only certain things they have to
I need
report.
Mineral.
You
Yeah,
can
you can usually get a
look
water
up-
quality report.
You can usually look that up on their website. They have a tendency to post all of their water chemistry because they have to test tap water and report on it. And it's a pretty exhaustive report. There's a lot of stuff in there.
There is a lot of stuff in there, but most of it's like arsenic, you know what I mean? Things that people are worried about, like
Right.
lead. If you have a municipal
that's
water
just the-
supply, yeah, they have
that's
to let
just
you
the
know.
stuff you read because the rest
The
of it's there
brain-eating
too.
amoeba.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we have.
So like I said, define hardness. I can't get it off of a TDS meter. That only tells me about conductivity.
Yeah, you have to do a full chemical breakdown of it to find out what's in it.
Exactly.
We need a scanning electron microscope.
Right.
Yep.
It'd be nice if we had one that would do that.
Actually, I don't think that would help us. We need one of those spectral analyzers.
Well,
The water that'll tell you everything.
Oh yeah,
well,
like that.
Your county does do it every year, and they do publish a report.
What you need to test that is called a flux capacitor.
Yeah, right.
A flux capacitor.
You can find those at Home Depot. Home Depot.
I got to FTS. I can do that.
But you have to buy the DeLorean with them.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I thought
DeLorean
you were
has-
for real for a minute.
And trust me, it is the future of fish keeping. Trust me.
Hell yeah.
It is the future of
If I already believe it, right?
So, in my experience breeding bettas, I had to dilute our water from Calgary down from 8.2 to 7.4 to spawn what was known as betta splendens in the 70s.
Well, so then mine shouldn't be having any issues with pH because mine's at 7.2.
Yeah. But you've got a high level of TDS, which I don't understand because I don't have the chemical breakdown of it.
Right. I wonder if I can look that up and it'll. Oh, let me. I wonder what. Exposure water.
But to be a very good.
That's another reason. That's another reason
You
why
have
I
to
don't.
have
I don't try to put warm water in my tanks.
water
You know what I mean? 'Cause like say your
chemistry
tank is at like 78 degrees, and then you're cleaning tanks, whatever, and you're topping off your tanks. That's why I never put warm water or cool water. I put straight cold water in my tanks because the water heater will hold a lot of those minerals. So when you get hot water, it'll kick up the stuff in your water heater, and you watch your TDS will go up if you put warm water in your tanks.
Yeah,
Seriously,
because
heart
of
attack.
the way that a water heater works. Yes.
Yep.
And then
That's
there's
why I always
water
put
softeners that
Right.
take out the minerals and put back saline, salinity, sodium. So you can't use water softener softness in a low pH tank because of all the sodium.
Yeah, you'll kill your fish quick.
You'll kill your fish quick.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Wait, I don't understand.
A
I missed.
chemistry water softener that you buy for your hole exchanges salt minerals for other
Geek boy.
minerals. It puts in salinity. That's how it softens the water.
By putting salt.
Replaces the salt replaces magnesium and all of the harder minerals that are in your water.
Yeah,
Geek boy,
calcium's
I do
one of
that
the big
with
ones,
my
right?
tank.
Like sodium chloride is
Just a
whatever.
splash.
Sodium and calcium, right? Or
Yeah.
chlorine, and calcium
Chlorine,
bonds with
you
chlorine.
don't need that much calcium.
Calcium bonds with chlorine. Magnesium bonds with chlorine.
Magnesium and phosphorus.
Yeah.
Those are two of the plant builders.
That raises or is salt is in actuality is salt.
No, that's not water salt. That's not what a water softener is. That's
No,
just
not stress coat. No, he's
we're talking about like
water
a
softener
whole
in the
house water softener. Yeah, like something that you
How
would.
water
But you have to add
softener-
add those bags of salt.
Yeah, they got
or
the
whatever
bags
to
with
it.
the
It's
salt.
an
Yeah, that
ion
salt is.
exchange unit.
Okay.
It's an ion exchange. Is what's happening. You're changing the sodium ions for something else
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it now.
or whatever. To chlorine. I don't know which one's an
And
ion.
the only fish that will survive that is African cichlids.
Right.
Yeah, that can be rough on them.
Lena.
But
It can-
apparently, I've heard it's actually such a low. I mean, it does have some salinity, but it's
because
like
it adds salinity to Calgary water, so you add a little bit of water softener to actually build up the salinity in Calgary water. I played the game. I know it.
Yeah.
What's those freaking Canadians, man? I'm telling you.
Well, around here we don't soften the water except for you have to buy your own water softening unit.
It was done.
Right. That's what it was when I lived up north too.
Due to the fact of old metal piping.
Yeah, we got that too.
Calcium and all of that sort of stuff in your pipe. That also makes your water harder than what the actual count is
Rico.
because of the buildup in your pipes.
It's degenerates. Remember? Degenerates.
Morning, Rico Stan.
Howdy, Rico.
So, like I said, define hard water. Define acidic water.
Below 7.0. Done.
Yeah, that's about it.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's about it. But the opposite field of study is what I'm interested in because I've lived the life of hard water. I became interested in soft water. So where does that come from? All of the botanicals. Did you know that Thailand has got a different almond leaf than India?
Yeah, I can believe that. Species change over distance.
Different species of almond leaf is used in Thailand in comparison to India. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hate stupid people. She had to replace her whole. She had to get a whole house softener after replacing the water lines.
It's in the whole nature. Like it's two completely different species alone. Think of all the plants that soften water. Tea. Tea has been used by the Germans. Tea has actually been used by Rachel to soften.
Tea leaves, exactly.
So let me ask you the question I was asking Jess. What do you think is it would be better to keep betas in the soft water or just keep them in whatever your tap water is?
If you're trying
I think a treated tap water would be better.
You have to think about the pH that the breeder bred the fish in to begin with.
Which you don't know it there.
Yeah, but what if you don't know that and you're just trying to breed them?
Then it's trial and error.
Then it's trial and error.
And I guess softening the water is part of that trial, I guess.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Thailand does not have the hard water of North America, where the fish originally comes from. We've adapted species to hard water. But now here's the opposite side of that question. It took years for them to develop that with discus. How long would it take to develop the fish back so that it could live in its natural environment?
That's a good question.
It took generations of bad. You know what I'm meaning here? It took generations for them to adapt that fish to harder water.
Yeah. And how many, I mean, what, 10 years, whatever it was in the hobby, 15?
Probably a good 20 years.
Okay. I have a feeling they would adapt back faster than what we could have adapted them. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, just intuition.
Well, you're not going to do that overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Like if you took two wild discus out of the Rio Negro and went over and plumped them into one of the lakes over in Africa, like Lake Malawi, it wouldn't survive.
No way.
But I do believe that what we've done to them, we could add them to Lake Malawi and they'd survive.
Yeah, possibly. But do you think that's because, I mean, obviously we were selectively breeding them for, whatever can stay in harder water or survive better in harder water.
Right. That's right. There's basically being a safety net of 6 pH to 8 pH for general fish keeping. Okay? We are told to tell the average aquarist, keep them in your own water.
Well, I think most of that's just because you don't want to stress the fish because a lot of the average tourist probably doesn't.
Is that a cardinal
consistent.
tetra is not going to live in Calgary water.
Oh, yeah. Well, then that's probably, like the fish store that gets in the cardinal tetras and sells them to all the people and they all die. Those people are either A, never buying a fish from them again, or they're going back and saying, hey, my fish died and getting their money back. You know what I mean? So at some point, those fish stores are going to be like, we're not bringing in cardinal tetras because we get screwed on them every time.
The high school taught us all about water chemistry and what to do.
Right.
And I would have to further my report because I worked in a wholesaler and got a day off from school. So I would get tested very, very hard in the subject. Because I had to deal with Pete. I had to pre-filter water down to 6 pH. And that took a duration of time just to get tanks ready for shipments every Tuesday. Out of South
Stephanie Dominguez.
But the average person really doesn't think about the environment that these fish come from.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's also the other thing, too. Like, some of the environments that these fish come from are actually where they're coming from, or where we think they're coming from. They're coming from somewhere in Florida, and they're really, you know what I mean? Yeah, we think they're coming from, like, out of the waters in Asia or something like that, but they're really coming from some farm in Florida, which is completely different.
Yep, and most of these fish are 14 levels deep living in Florida fish farm water, too. So, we're talking about a fish that has been bred into harder water and is more familiar with tank water.
Which goes back to what Chewy was saying too. Right. Like, it's, I don't know, I guess know your farm, where you're getting your fish.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
That is
right.
important.
In Asia,
and if they're coming from a fish farm in Florida, they're almost certainly coming from 8 pH and fairly high calcium.
Yep.
All right, so now that we've all figured out water chemistry, let's solve the peace process in the Middle East.
My water thing, whatever it's called. But I don't know how to read it. So it's got like highest value and then range, unit.
Can you share your screen and we can look at it?
Yeah. Oh, duh. Why did I do that? Yes, I can do that.
Cool.
Good idea.
Good idea.
I'm full of good ideas. I'm also full of bad ones too.
We know Mr. Manifesto. We've met him. Hi, Andre. Hi, Timbo. Tanking it easy.
Aha. So yeah, arsenic. There you go. Barium, fluoride, nitrates. Oh, they lump them both together. Interesting. Turbidity. Yeah, this is all like parts per million. It's like, all right, there's a range. I guess what it is, that range is just saying, I guess not. Well, I don't know what that range is. Usually there's a range that the feds say that, like, if it's above this level, it's like, it's a concern. But I don't, obviously everything when it says highest value is what the range is, so that doesn't make sense. But
now, aren't these reports for more like potable water? Is that what they're saying? That this water
this is just drinking water. Yeah, this is the drinking water quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what comes out of your tap.
Yeah.
Right on.
And actually, just to be clear,
you need to follow these.
Just to be clear, this is not what comes out of your tap. This is what's tested at the water source, at the reservoir, because what comes out of your tap has gone through all those freaking pipes on the way too, and has picked up a whole bunch of other shit on the way.
Right.
And
it's tested at the water.
And then on the way out.
Well, no, they can't. All right. When he says test at the water reserve, it's like the water treatment plant has obviously an inlet, so it's not like some guy out in the lake like testing it. He's testing it at the plant. Right. But it's coming in. It's the in supply they're testing, and not everything that's getting jacked through the pipes. And yes, the pipes can affect it, but
exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially
if you have an older house with copper pipes or something, that's going to make a big difference.
Or even older lead pipes.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wish it would
Yeah.
say.
But yeah, this is only a sample of whatever they tested it too. It says when they tested the dates.
It said was January 21 is when they tested it. I wish it would say what, like it tells you what
Geek boy.
it is, but I wish it would tell you what the ranges are. Like good, high is good, high and low.
I think it. Scroll up a minute. I think it
up.
actually might tell you that if you look into the. Yeah, like no wait, keep going up. You going up or down?
Well, I don't know. If I go back this way,
also
I think
might
you went up
publish
like
that
right here.
info in a
Stop.
separate
Stop,
report
stop.
as well.
You go to where it says the definitions, and I think in those definitions it tells you where the limits are.
there,
Right there. 1 parts per million. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it kind of gives you a range. On some of them, anyway. Like chloramines, chloroform. Yeah, you'd have to like study in what you're looking at here to kind of like figure out what might be bad. But obviously any arsenic's not good.
And Rico is
Neither is lead.
radioactive contaminants.
Yup.
Damn.
So what they're saying is, if your water comes out of your tap and it's glowing, that might not be
You
good.
might glow too. Let's see. You got 1.64 gross beta particle activity, nuclides. What the heck, nuclides?
I'll tell you what, ours is about to go way up. We just had a huge freaking spill of radioactive shit into our waterways.
No way.
It also says right there, like on the right where it says decay of natural and man-made deposits. Gross beta particle MCL is 4 millirems per year annual dose equivalent. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you just got to sit there and like
Rico,
study these things.
exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah, so get this, since we're doing the radioactive thing.
That's how you did your turtles.
So,
you could also try contacting them for a mineral outlay of the water in a form. You can also approach them now.
Good morning, Foxy. How are you?
Highest value is
morning, Foxy.
0.82 parts per billion. That's not. That doesn't sound too high. It sounds pretty good. Which would be 0.082 parts per million.
Why do they put the nitrite and nitrate? How can they even do that? How can
I think they only test for whatever, one or the other. Or they testing for both, and they just whatever comes up, comes up.
Yeah.
But that seems pretty low. 0.2 parts per million. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it.
How you doing, Sharpie? Good to see you.
Turbidity just means the stuff in the water, just grit floating around. Or how clear the water is, actually.
Yeah,
soil runoff. Yeah. Yeah, you're looking good on the radiation.
Like I said, Mr. Manifesto defined hard water.
A little high on the copper, free copper, I think, right? You're in the 90th percentile.
Yep. Where do you see that?
Right there where it says copper free.
Copper free.
0.6.
Oh, 90th percentile?
I don't know. I'm just trying to read this. I'm not entirely sure what I'm reading at. State greater than...
Corrosion of household piping, erosion of natural deposits, bleaching from...
all right, that's what it says. Allowable, I think the AL is allowable limits is 1.3, and then there were sites that were greater than the allowable limit were 2, and...
allowable limit.
I think that's what AL stands for.
Yeah, so it was a little high. It was like what, 500 silver?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, they had 2 sites that were over, and I guess the range is... Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Lead.
Allowable limit was 1.3, and the range...
They had one site that was over the limit. The allowable limit's 15.
And we have 1, so... High on the copper, low on the earth.
The 90th, it says there's a little star at the bottom. The 90th percentiles for copper and lead cannot exceed 1.3 parts per million and 15 parts per billion, respectively.
Respectively.
Wait, so it can't exceed it, so they put the number at it?
They capped it, I guess, at that, so... That if you're above that, you're still
Health.
you're still 90th percentile. If you're above it,
Right.
that works. Yeah, we don't have to report it's higher than 90. Sorry, guys.
Right.
115%, but still 90th.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that tail you growing. It's okay.
Yeah.
And only 2 of those sites were above the limit.
The
I
glowing.
wonder why our
tail.
kids are coming out with ADD and ADHD. There you go.
Yeah. Or what else you got down there? What the heck is it? Acids?
All that extra metal in the water is short circuiting their melon.
Wow.
Oh, those are all a bunch of different kind of acids.
Yeah, I guess I don't know to measure that.
I've never tried that.
HM. Acid.
It's all a byproduct of drinking water chlorination.
There's chloramine and bromate.
Ooh, you have chloramine in your water?
Yep.
Chloramine. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I have to use the
Prime.
yeah the stress
Right,
code.
Geek Way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have
Gets them a lot faster.
Yeah, it will kill them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we were talking about this the other day. Like a carbon block filter won't even grab that, will it?
I can smell it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it smells like rotten eggs.
Oh yeah, that's sulfur coming through.
That's sulfur, yeah.
That's what neutralizes chlorine.
All right, there you go. You got chlorides, all your secondary contaminants.
Golly,
Zinc,
that was over a year ago, though.
Says the pH was 6.47 when they tested it.
And
Sulfate.
sulfur can be detrimental to plants.
Miss Jess,
Yes.
Kevin Leong is in the back room.
So that's how
Okay.
come distilled water is needed when you do a soft water.
There you go, Kev. Good
Thanks,
morning.
Rocco.
Hey,
You're welcome.
Sharpie. By the way, if you pan out Quartz Aquarium saying you will find
IHSP.
what?
Gold.
Gold?
Gold.
Right?
Tiny quantities. Yeah, you can find gold. There's gold in seawater.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you gotta.
Like I said, there's minerals in water plants do not need.
And apparently now it's more cost effective to mine landfills for gold than it is actually mine for gold.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because all the electronics from back in the day had all these gold plated circuits
Yeah.
and out of this and
That's
out of
why
that. So it's actually more cost effective to dig through a landfill for
Oh
old
my
Absolutely.
God.
electronics
Absolutely.
to get
Yeah,
gold than it is to dig through the earth to get gold.
Haven't you ever seen those guys go crazy over at like the DOD auctions? They'll go in
Oh,
there
yeah.
and try to buy up every computer they can find, and they'll tear them apart. They'll tear the hard drives apart and get the gold out of the hard drives.
Yeah, and any printed circuit board's got gold in it. Or
Yeah.
had, I don't know.
Jesus.
I think they still do.
Wow.
Why does it keep
You
on
can go.
doing
You can
that?
go to those DOD auctions and buy like a big bin of old laptops and old computers and stuff like that, and they'll tear them apart and get that stuff out of there. And they'll make a good chunk of change off it because they'll spend maybe $400 or $500. And I'm talking, when I say a bin, I'm talking like a 4x4x4 bin, and it's just full of laptops and old computers and just everything you can think of, And they'll
Whatever they can fit in a bin.
Yeah, and they'll spend like $300 or $400 on all that, and then they'll turn right around and make like $3,000 or $4,000 off of it.
Yeah. And I know, there's a way. I was watching some YouTube videos, and there's a way to use toilet bowl cleaner, whatever the chemicals in that will dissolve down the whatever, and it'll put the gold in solution, then you
all
can
you have left
precipitate
is
it
gold,
back
yeah.
out. And same thing with the copper and all of this stuff, man. You get all the metals out of it. It's like highly toxic, and you probably start growing like an extra limb.
And,
For an extra limb, that means you have an extra hand to get more gold.
There you go.
There's a positive in that.
Different property of water hardness. So the same is true with botanicals.
Yeah. Yes, Steph. She's follows somebody
The
that claims
chemicals I
gold.
like is in my gym.
In an area such as the Rio Negro,
Tangerine
it's going
10.
to be a lot more different than what the average aquarist has got access to.
No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Does that make sense?
Rico, come take all.
Yeah, exactly.
making a freaking mess in here behind my back.
You dig through Rico's basement. You find all sorts of it's a gold mine down there, Rico.
Creating my own gold mine.
Yep.
So studying the plant life of a certain area, this is what biologists do, right? And how
All of them
affects the population.
That's right, Foxy. If you guys have not hit that like button yet, you're wrong. Hit that like button, guys. Thanks for reminding me because I haven't done it either. What a hypocrite, right?
I think I did it. I think I did it when I was sitting there. Whenever I saw it was.
I get so caught up in the moment, I forget.
So it's not.
I try to do it when I first come in, so I don't forget.
Patrick Hardy, how are you, buddy?
I hit
What was
the
that, Jess?
dislike button because Mr. Manifesto was on.
Man, hit the dislike button because of me.
So I turn around and look on the floor, and my puppy has got this in her mouth.
Aw.
Now,
Oh, Lord.
where do I find? Now I got to find where it came from.
Oh no!
Just look for the
I had the
things
problem.
that are bubbling.
My cat was doing this thing where she would chew through the tubing on like the back of they have a fish tank upstairs. So I'd look in the tank and I'm like, why is the air not working? And I'd start filling it, and I get down to the bottom, and then the hose is chewed in half. I'm like,
Yeah.
cat.
That's why I have him on tight right now, because he's being naughty.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
You know how you fix that, right? You make a rubber band gun.
It won't work.
You shoot it with a rubber
Oh,
band. When
that
you see
is
him doing
such
that,
a smart idea.
yeah,
Wait, what?
it's not hard to make. Just a clothespin and some wood glue.
Yeah, but then I have to
Make
sit
it-
there
make an
all
L
day
and put a clothespin on
waiting for
it.
the cat to
Put a
go
rubber-
there.
Then you put the rubber band from there, and then you roll the rubber band a little bit and stick it in the paper or the clothespin. And then when you want to shoot, you just hit the back of the clothespin, and it'll shoot the rubber band out.
I need to sit up. See that requires me sitting there like as a sniper all day, waiting for the cat to
I
go.
know
chew
that's the
thing.
best part, man.
No, man, that needs to swear.
Put your ghillie suit on and everything, you know.
No, I need a
Absolutely.
tripwire, man. Something that's gonna go off when she,
Yeah,
she
I'm
gets
just
near
going
it,
out
so I don't have to freaking
A rubber band grenade.
just showers the whole area with grenades or rubber bands.
Right? It's an M1 rubber band.
Yeah, one rubber band.
But like
Hey,
a rubber band airstrike. There we go. That's what we need.
Right? Paper airplanes will shoot rubber bands out.
And I
Perfect.
was looking for one of these the other night. So I guess she did me a favor. She found one. Don't see where it came from.
Maybe it came from a
With
box.
silence.
Oh my goodness, Timbo. His dog completely destroyed the first python he had.
So was
Oh,
that a learning
man.
curve
Oh
for you,
no.
You what?
Jess? So was that
Dog
a
on
learning
lockdown.
curve for you?
Yeah, I loved it. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was like
Right.
chemistry class, man.
Absolutely stuff.
That was
Grade 12 chemistry.
yeah, I like that.
I learned some things.
I suck at chemistry.
Well, now you're a little bit better.
Right?
I
That
actually-
was-
That- In chemistry class, I would just throw paper balls at people.
What is funny, I was an honor student in chemistry. I was a high grade in biology and a low
I don't
grade
know,
in
guess.
physics. And I ended up being a sound engineer.
Well, you know, that's how it works.
That's right.
I went to school for aviation and I ended up working in dirt.
There you go. So you went back to your childhood dreams. You can play in dirt all day.
That's right.
Right. I went to school for psychology and ended up being a psychopath. So
Hand in hand, you know.
Maybe you were just doing
I got-
research in school. I
I was trained in the army how to shoot, move, and communicate, and I don't do any of that anymore.
So we
I
got
make
baby
parts for
green
Caterpillar.
spotted puffers yesterday, Jess.
Do what?
We got baby green spotted puffers yesterday.
No, you didn't.
And I mean baby. They're only about a half, not even quite a half inch long.
What are you gonna do with them? Were they a rescue or?
They are kind of a rescue. We went to our local pet store and they sell green spotted puffers. And we walked in and went, hey, you're killing those baby green spotted puffers because they are way too small for this place. And they went, okay, well, if you buy 2 big ones, we'll give you all the little ones. And we said, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So we took the 2 big ones and 5, 6 little babies. Yeah. So they're
Awesome.
they're being dewormed right now. They're in with
Right.
it's all white. I can barely see them because it's all cloudy with the dewormer. But
Right.
Now I got a question about that as far as puffers go. I was told that most of the time when you buy a puffer at a fish store, okay, that 9 times out of 10 they are infested with worms.
Yep. They're wild caught.
Internal parasites, I would say. I wouldn't say necessarily worms.
Right.
But
Yeah, breeding is very
nematode.
difficult, right? So most people can't breed green spotted puffers or Super 8 puffers. Their eggs are so small that the moment they hatch, they go through whatever the filtration is and they're destroyed. They're really, really, really delicate.
Oh,
So raising puffers is difficult. So they're almost all wild caught, which means you get fish that are infested with all sorts of stuff. And
right.
Well, it's also what they eat. Mollusks in our aquarium can carry worms too.
Yeah. Well, I've heard the same thing about bloodworms too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, was it you that said that worms are carrying worms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I won't eat bloodworms to nothing that I own.
Yeah, man, I think I don't know I'm going to do that either.
Black worms because of infestation.
Most fish are pretty hardy against worms. Like, if you go fishing in Florida in the summer months and catch trout, they're going to be full of worms. They're always full of worms.
Yep.
So,
right.
And it doesn't kill the fish. The fish, it's just part of the fish's natural biology.
It's the cycle of life, right?
Yeah. But with green spotted puffers, they are not very hardy. They're a very fragile fish, and at least until they grow up a little bit. So,
well, isn't that true about most puffers?
Yeah,
and those are
are very fragile at youth.
Green spot is the same one as the. We were talking about this yesterday. This is the same one as the other. They're just a different name, right?
Jaguar and green spotted puffers are the same damn thing.
Figure eight's the same thing, right?
Figure 8. That's what I was.
Figure 8 are not the same thing. Figure 8 are a different puffer, but
no Congo. No, it's not the Congo puffer. There's another name.
Leopard puffers or something like that.
No, not Congo. It's you said Congo and it threw me off. Amazon puffer is a different puffer entirely too. It's not a pea puffer. They call them bee puffers actually, but I don't know why. Anyway, they're Amazon puffers and they're different as well, but they're also small and brackish. So
the Amazon puffers are.
There's lots of weird little puffers. But
all right, so the green spot puffer is the one you have.
Green spotted puffers and figure 8s and Amazon puffers are what we have.
Oh, okay.
But the green spot is what we got. The green spotted puffers are God, they're just ridiculously tiny and ridiculously cute, and it's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. I've got 6 of them right now, and they're wormed, and I can't wait to get them into the actual 90-gallon puffer tank so you guys can see it because they're just freaking ridiculous. We also got at the same time a Indian white spotted mud eel, which is
wow.
It looks like a snowflake eel, but it's brackish water, and they grow to about 2.5 foot. And this guy's, I guess he's about 9 inches at the moment, and he's super freaking cool. And since I put him in the tank, I haven't seen him. So
very cool. Hey, Rico, what brand of bloodworms do you feed? Because I was using Omega. Those Omega bloodworms, the frozen cubes, and that's what gave my angelfish camellinus worms.
Really? See, I don't. Even though they were frozen solid, they still.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yep.
Must have been the eggs. Must have been eggs in there.
There had to have been.
Yeah, and I think you probably got
and a lot of the farm fish.
Yeah, I do I think I'm in the Hikari ones too. I can't remember which one my
That's what I have is the Hikari.
A lot of the farm fishes that are grown in pools and stuff like that, especially over in Asia, carry really nasty parasites.
Yeah,
some bacteria. There is an ick strain over there that you can't get rid of with your common ick medicine. If you ever get that, the chances of it surviving are slim to none.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then in what is it, Peplin and Rico Stan's boat, I have been feeding bloodworms for a good part of a decade, and I have not had an issue. So I guess it's
Really.
yeah. I
maybe
mean,
it's just the ones that I had. Then maybe it's just that one batch or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you just
yeah,
got
maybe,
real
man.
fucked
Oh,
up.
that is such a little pupper.
Yeah, she's being a little menace right now.
I'll
She's
take
being
her
a
off your
It
hands.
scares me. It scares me to even feed bloodworms now.
Being a
You know?
menace.
But like
Yeah, I'd be scared too, man.
when I worked at the wholesaler, okay, I knew the quarantine time. Okay.
You're being a menace.
So when I took fish home with me, my quarantine tank was only up for a week.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Play with your toys.
Not 6.
Right.
Play
a
with your
week.
toys, not my toys. Your toys.
Because
Wow.
I knew where my fish were coming from,
Right.
and I knew that I have to quarantine these fish for a week in the pet shop. People can watch fish for a week, but they get really annoyed for watching
Yeah,
for
bitch,
2
Carrie,
weeks.
good morning.
So that's how come Corey's quarantine room is just staff only.
What's up, Terry?
Right,
How's it
right.
going?
Okay? So you have to take into consideration along the way who is quarantining the fish. Like if I got a fish from Dan's Fish, the only thing that I'd be worried about is it. And that's from to
Or
spread.
maybe a possible columnaris if they got whatever a bacterial infection, if they're wounded or something.
He's very, very good at what he does for parasites.
No, yeah, exactly. That's not. Yeah,
Okay?
that's not a parasite.
The
It's like
only
a
thing that's
bacteria.
going to be picked up along the way is ick.
Right.
And it
Right.
does not take long to get rid of.
No. And it's it's a cold water thing, right? Just a pretty easy solution to ick is just make the water warm.
Water warm it up, yeah.
Throw in some salt.
Yeah, even a little salt.
That's all
Yep.
that
Yeah.
you need.
Absolutely.
That's all that you need. You have to dose it if it's a tetra, but or a sensitive fish like
Yeah.
that in their scales, right? But the thing is, ick is nothing compared to the things I've seen. Parasitic worms.
We can go down that salt for medicine route too, man. I'm a little on the fence about that. I don't think salt's
I'm
a
a
very
little up
good
and down
thing.
on that as well, but
Adding it
that's
to
always
water
my
pump.
first go-to though.
Salt is good
44
if
meg, dude.
the natural waterway of the fish contains salt.
Yes, correct. I agree with that.
Okay.
entirely. I agree with that
Salt
entirely.
is good for that. Okay?
Everybody.
Now,
Steph is getting paranoid.
for a fish that lives in a rainforest that is not used to salt, I have to dose it, and gradually it goes away with water changes.
Yeah, right. As long as you're
Right,
using it as a
right.
short-term
Short
thing, because I think
medication.
it does exhaust
Okay,
metabolically
whereas
the
with
fish.
sodium in my cichlid tank, here's a cup of sugar, a cup of salt. Mix it up into the water change because they love it. I see the difference between the Lake Malawi has got 5 times the amount of sodium than Calgary water. Am I going to hurt that fish by adding more sodium?
No, I agree with you.
No. I'd hurt the fish by adding distilled water. What are you doing adding distilled water to my tank? I could just picture them freaking out about that.
So which tank?
Is that people don't realize that rainforest fish are almost the opposite of salt water.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, Joey.
Hey,
Kevin.
Hey, what's
Manifesto.
up?
Long
What's up,
time
little
no
man?
see, that guy.
How are
Long
you?
time no talk to.
Yeah, I'm
Are you
good.
good?
I'm
Back
good.
to school, Terry. Get back to school.
All right, Sonny, I'll give Gracie her hot
See you later,
dog and
Terry.
the Billy Rub. Make me a note. Not that a note will work, but I'll remember.
And so let's put this into a realm of context. Breeding a cardinal tetra is like keeping hard corals.
Yeah, I could agree. Yeah, I mean they are pretty like what soft,
4.7
delicate little fish.
pH. Wow. I've only kept 6.4 pH. There's the difference. And what makes that water 4.7 pH in the Rio Negro?
Did you
What
say
plants are involved?
Yeah, that's pretty low, right? Like that. Like I think if you got that on your skin, you would feel that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Mon, hello, hello.
and chemical burns from that.
Yeah. That's how, like, they're scaleless fish. They don't like minerals, but they certainly like acids.
Well, don't you, if you add salt to your tank, that does bring it up, bring your pH up?
No.
No, it doesn't.
A lot of people I used to hang out with as a kid that liked acid too.
You're thinking of TDS.
Oh,
Yeah, it will bring your dissolved solid up, but it probably won't change your
It
pH.
brings up the TDS
okay.
by a TDS meter.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you are adding sodium. You are adding minerals to your water, so it makes sense that your total
And
dissolved solids would
so
go up.
she's actually adding salt, which the
Digimon, how are you?
conductivity meter is based on.
Yeah, you're right. No, but I'm just saying. But
Candy,
the
what's up?
definition of dissolved solids is she's dissolving a solid into the solution. So yes, it's going to go up.
Exactly. That is not a plant form.
Monster Fish Gal, how you
Right.
doing?
Fishy moan.
So,
What's up, buddy?
what kind of
Damn,
plant
water.
makes the water 4.7? Like, it even goes lower for all.
Do you think it's just all leaf litter? I was going to say it might be the minerals in the, or whatever, something in the whatever.
No, it is the degrading of plants and the tannins that they release.
Exactly.
Well, there's something
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, what like some sort of like natural substance that's just like a mineral that would lower pH.
Tannin.
Besides tannins, like
Just tannins. It's just
tannins. Well, it's like muriatic acid. Like, how do you make stuff like that? Like, that's just from
and
tannins.
a lot of false acids are used to get these fish to breed.
I see.
Just like hormones.
I was just thinking there was something in the environment of that area that was leaching into it, that besides the leaf litter that was making
No,
it.
it's just all leaf litter. It's all plants. It's just okay. I'll give you an
It's
example.
concentrated.
I'll give you an example. I have kept pine needles, like our native pine, which is an antiseptic, by the way, a natural antiseptic, which is like Malacca leaves, which are used in Melifix. Okay. Our fish are used to having so much pine needles drop into our waterways.
What's up, Danica?
But they would cause a lot of grief due to the antiseptic kill property in an aquarium. Okay? But it drops water to about 3 pH if you leave it long enough.
Wow. Okay.
So what kind of plant, like pine oil is used as a cleaner and a disinfectant, okay? It's like,
Yeah, and there's also stuff in there that's like an antifreeze too.
Right.
it's like,
That's glycol. Glycogen.
The Aboriginal people of North America actually chewed it to prevent tooth decay.
Mm.
Okay? because it has that strong of bacteria in it. It kills pine trees, kill lawns. All right.
They're coming for you next.
You
Wait,
know,
what do they kill?
Lawns.
I'm back.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm picking.
So does cedar.
Oh,
But
cedar
there
will
is
kill a lot of stuff.
a cedar over in Thailand
Oh yeah, cedar's pretty
that
big.
is a lot different than the cedar here. But it's got properties of low pH too. We cannot rely on common names when two things that we name by a common name, okay, there's the North American cedar and there's the Thailand cedar. Two different properties of that plant all together.
The larch, the Scots pine,
You
Monty
know?
Python skit.
It's knowing the plant life, knowing the plant life, because that is natural health for us as animals. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Is that like garlic and vampires?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang a string of apples on my door. Stay away.
So that's how come I go, I'm actually really interested in what tannins are more so than the fish and minerals.
My fish tanks, thanks.
I'm more interested in full salt than I am in hard water species.
Mm-hmm.
Because either they come from East Africa, Australia, or Mexico. That's your mostly all hard water fish. When you think about it. And Europe.
Hey, Kenny.
Is that Kenny? Is he feeling
Yep.
better
Hey.
today?
Hey, Catfish Gary, I didn't see you come in.
Rough.
Cruiser CB.
What's up, Kenny?
And when you look at reported spawnings of fish, do you see many reported spawnings of tetras by people?
No, I don't think so.
Not really.
No.
I don't really follow spawning of tetra reports though.
But everybody knows about the latest lake cichlid from Africa.
Hey, make it
Wow,
stop.
somebody's freaking out.
My phone. Make it stop.
Oh man, I was getting into it too.
I know, right?
I was about to start raising
I was
the
like, where
roof
is
and stuff, you know.
Boy.
I guess raising the roof is 290s, huh?
Yeah, like all these kids they didn't get that reference. Kevin's like,
They're like, huh? Raise the roof.
Raising the roof.
On the roof.
This episode was spawning weekly. That's right. Adele.
Like, the only fishing reports I really watch are the ones that says, okay, catfish are biting here, bass are biting there. That's the only ones I watch.
See you, Fox. Have a good one.
When's a good day to go fishing?
You know what
Hi,
is
Roxanne.
interesting about fishing is watching fishing videos from various different countries in the world too. The type of fish that they fish
On
for.
backstage, yeah.
Fishy mom.
Like a vampire tetra is edible. It's like a 3-foot fish in an aquarium and
We
a
don't need no water. Let them.
Listen, if you're stuck in the wilderness, a freaking rosy, what do they call them? Rosy nose tetra is edible, man. There isn't a fish out there you can't eat. They might be a little crunchy, but just saying.
Well, there are a few fish that are kind of dangerous to eat, like a puffer over.
Mike, eat that one first.
Hey, you want
I don't think I'd want to try these Corey cats either.
Here's some interesting puffer trivia for you, by the way. Puffers that are in the wild are poisonous. Puffers that are in an aquarium are not, because puffers do not naturally produce that toxin. They get it from eating something.
It's kind of like the dart frogs are the same way, or whatever you call them.
Exactly.
Yeah, poison dart frogs.
Yep, true story.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
But the one that can kill you can certainly kill you in a
flash. Right?
Oh yeah.
Just touch it and you're like croak.
No. You have to eat it.
Yeah.
What is it? Which one?
It's a puffer from the saltwater.
I was talking about frogs.
No.
There's
Bonus
a
backstage.
caterpillar.
Oh.
There's a caterpillar too that if it crawls on you, it'll leave blisters on you. It'll burn you. So
Yeah.
it's a good one.
I got the caterpillar that did me once. I was, as a kid, I don't know, I remember it had like all these little spikes on it, and it touched me, man, and I swelled up like a balloon wherever it touched
A lot of
me.
caterpillars are like that. It's not just one or two.
Nasty.
There's a lot of them that are like that.
Avoid them.
Oh my
And
god.
I will
morning,
tell you
Fishy
this,
Man.
I will tell you this: grub worms taste like dirt.
No, I have an
I imagine a lot of worms taste like dirt.
I have an interesting
Dirt tastes like dirt.
thought.
This is true, Fishy Man. I know that firsthand.
Oh, Fishy Lips is up now. Hey, Fishy Lips.
Have people
No,
ever
20
heard
years
of
in the military, I've had a little training, and that was one of the
JFK.
things we had. Little survival training, you eat little ants and bugs and crickets. And
You guys never eat dirt?
Only when I was 3.
not
Fishy Man.
intentionally. Not
Chewy.
intentionally.
What were you saying, Chewy? No,
Have you ever heard of a doctor fish?
a doctor fish. No.
Yeah.
I've heard of Dr. Hook.
No, there's a doctor fish.
Yes, I have, and I love using them
They
to
actually
keep the
go-
dead skin on my feet.
They actually go to this pond in India and in Thailand.
What's wrong with this thing?
Marshall was at the one in Thailand. The doctor fish, believe it or not, are known as
Or
the
just a single guy?
Gara. The panda gara is a doctor fish.
Oh,
It
way
will
cool.
eat bacteria off of your feet.
What are the ones that they get that you put in the spas and let them pick at their
Yes.
feet?
Yeah.
Yes,
so if you have
doctor
athletes,
fish, and I love
completely
I
fish
love
tank.
it. It feels weird in the very
Pickle.
beginning when you do it, but once you do it for a few minutes, it feels good.
Yes.
Kevin,
So-
you've had it done?
Anybody who has
2 or 3
got
times.
gara can have their feet looked after if they've got a lot of them. Put them in a pond in your house, put your feet in, and they will look after all of your foot woes.
Don't tempt me, Chewy. Don't tempt me.
This is the second
Okay.
time in 2
Kevin.
days somebody has brought up pandagoras, and I
I
think
wanna
I need
see
to
that.
get some. I want to get some because they eat they eat your bacterial bloom. So if you ever get a bacteria bloom in a tank or a pool or whatever, you throw some
They
pandagoras
eat off
in
of
there,
your
the
feet.
spray.
What, Jess?
Bacteria and parasites and all sorts of stuff.
If you
Yeah.
go and do that again, Kevin, you better video.
Yes, I want to see that.
Back.
What?
I have a video.
like
I
to
have
do
a
that.
video of it.
with that.
I have a video of it.
Take a while.
Them eating my feet.
In the wild.
People go to that lake and do that on
It's a
purpose.
national park.
Wow.
There's one in India and there is one in Thailand where you can go in and put your feet in and all of the gara come around and look
Is
out.
it just on your feet though?
Yes, it's on your feet. You the ones that I've seen, they have tubs, and
Yeah.
you can put your feet in the tubs.
Okay, but if it's a lake,
I don't know about a lake. I've never done that. I've done it where I have
Over
them.
in Thailand. There's videos on it on YouTube.
Gosh darn it! I wish I did it now.
I just don't think that's something that I've typed in and looked at.
I've done it in Italy,
Yep.
Italy and Thailand. Those were the 2 places I did it, and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted more.
Yep.
Wow.
'Cause to
What are we
me, it
talking
feels good.
What are we talking about?
I
Sex?
don't know. I'm kind of worried.
No.
I'm a little worried myself.
Thinking that you
Talk about he did it once in Italy.
Yeah, I just came back to this conversation.
Like, hey, wait a minute.
Kevin's talking about doing it all over the world, so I'm wondering what's happening here.
Mr. Manifest
We do it like this.
are a degenerate.
Sorry, can't help myself.
Hence the degenerates.
That's right. That's only on Terry Street.
Talking of Terry.
What's that?
Terry today, by the way?
Yeah, where is he? He's lurking, probably.
He's teaching
Judging us.
something, I thought.
He was in rare form.
I don't know.
I was. Were you watching that stream?
Oh, yeah.
I was like watching the replay of Danny's. I didn't get through the whole thing though. I want to say I don't know. I didn't watch much of it, but as much as hard time we give Terry, he is a wealth of knowledge. So
Oh yeah.
he is
He
right
is.
about that.
He is. He's a junior Alex, I believe.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Who are you talking about?
Danny Weshy, you were on it, weren't you?
I was there.
Yeah, but I don't remember them ever talking about Terry.
Because you disappeared,
Terry was on it.
and then Terry came on after you disappeared.
Oh,
I wasn't around for that one.
Yeah, I didn't hear the beginning. I don't know what happened in the beginning.
I was just watching the replay this morning
So-
after Catfish Terry's stream.
I was watching it and Danny
No
was
sweat.
basically
No sweat.
ranting about how he was in what was it? KG Tropicals
Oh yeah.
team, and he was trying to help other people who were asking questions in the comments, and he can put as much as he wants because there's no slow mode for him. And so he's trying to answer this guy, and the guy kept on asking the same question like 5 or 6 times, and then he finally told him to shut up, essentially.
Yeah, but I think Danny was like taking it a little too personally. Like honestly, I used to do this too before I actually started. Like some people just don't pay attention to chat.
On the bottom. Thank you.
You know what I mean? They punch in their question because they're asking the dude on the camera, right? So they punch in their question. Hey man, like how do I do this? Whatever it is, right? And then they sit back, and like 5 minutes later, their question wasn't answered. So they just sit back at the computer and type back in, and they don't pay attention to chat ever again after they type that and hit enter. So Danny, whatever, that might have been a bot, or it might have been Danny, or the guy just wasn't paying attention. Either way, you know what I mean? Like
When
I
I
don't know.
came,
Like they're just shooting in the dark. So like there are people like that.
debating on whether you should use pre-filters on your hang-on back filter or not. And
How is that even a debate?
I posted a link for you, Jess, in
Okay.
I think what it was is the guy wanted John to answer the question and not Danny. That's what it was, I think, because he was trying to get. I think that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But,
No, yeah. I mean, I
seen something
understand
about it, and I was like, okay, dude. You know.
But I don't think the guy ever
I
like even responded. I think the guy just kept asking his question. You know what I mean? So I was saying, like, dude, he might not even been looking at chat and just kept asking his question, hoping John would answer it or whatever.
Right.
And Danny's getting like, he's getting frustrated because Danny's trying to answer this question, and this guy keeps asking a stupid question, but the guy probably isn't even paying attention. And then at the end of the day, Danny's just getting like upset over something that's completely out of his control.
Yeah.
So
You know what I mean?
didn't tell him to shut up.
No, what happened was, I guess what I heard from the stream was after he asked the question a bunch of times, and he kept saying to he thought it was a bot, so he said to the mods, like, "Hey, this is a bot, whatever." And then at some point, he just told the person to shut up and stop asking the question, and then one of the mods muted him for saying "shut up, dude," or basically what it was.
I don't know who their mods are.
Right. But at the end of the day, the mods are like, they got so much going on too. I mean, they're looking at a wall of chat that's moving fast, and all I see is one dude going, "Shut up, somebody." You know what I mean? And like, that's rude. Shut up. You time out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It comes down to the whole, I understand Danny's trying to help. He's trying to answer questions, and he's great. And at the end of the day, if somebody isn't listening, whatever, it's kind of out of his hands. You know what I mean? He isn't a mod, so he's trying to, he's almost asking for, it's almost like being like a mall security versus the police. You know what I mean? There's like a level. At some point, the cops have the authority. You don't. You know what I mean? And I don't know. And I understand his frustration and
Well, so how did
whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But then
especially
it
when,
kinda
when you're trying to
snowballs from
do
there.
when you're trying to do something good for somebody, and they're, you know, I hate to say it, but they're kind of like doo-dooing on you, you know.
Yeah,
And they're
exactly,
ignoring
right.
you and treating you like you're stupid, you know. And it's like, look, buddy.
Yeah, but at the end
So I
of the
mean,
day,
I
like,
totally get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, though, it's like, okay, dude, you're just the mall cop, you're not the cop.
right.
In
I mean,
in
and
essence, you know what I
you
mean?
can't arrest anybody, right? All you can do is call somebody
Exactly.
to have them arrested, right?
And
That's
it's
what I was trying to
unfortunate
get at.
because Danny,
Yeah, Danny should be
not
a
a
mom,
dumb
probably.
guy by any means, you know. Yeah, absolutely. He's a plethora of knowledge, and then when he's trying to help somebody, you get frustrated like that, you know.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
totally
I
dig
mean,
what he's saying.
but yeah, I get it. But you know, I was just trying to, you know, at some point, just kind of take a step back and be like, don't take it personally, because they're probably not even knowing they're pissing you off. You know what I mean, or whatever it is.
When I saw the chat, they were arguing about whether you should pre-filter a hang-on back or not.
Oh, the person was that he was responding to. Oh,
I'm talking
How is
about
that even
Terry and Danny.
Oh,
Danny was saying he pre-filters his hang-on backs, and Terry was saying, why do you filter a filter?
Well, no, it was George.
Aquaballs?
Yeah, George was up there too.
Showing off all of his stuff.
See, I didn't get to that part yet. I got to where Terry was talking about how he thinks he's just a butt of a joke. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, I give Terry a hard time, but I don't think he's a butt of a joke. I think he's a very smart guy. I just want to put that out there.
Absolutely.
And that's why I found Terry's channel. That's why I like Terry, and he can take a joke. That's what I like about Terry.
Right.
Anyway, enough about Terry.
Yeah.
Well, the way he was,
he's not even here to defend himself.
Crushing on Terry.
You're next, Fishy.
Couldn't get to him.
Fishy, you're next.
You're next, Fishy. Anyway, so what was the outcome of the whole hang in the back pre-filter thing?
Well, he ended up leaving. I mean, he got so mad he just walked off.
He got a bit frustrated.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And didn't come back. Well, he came back, they said, but didn't come up and then left again real fast. So
he went off camera, yelled a few obscenities, and left.
Yeah.
Wow, got that heated. Holy shit. Whoops.
Wait, who?
Over pre-filters? Really?
I don't think it was mad. I think he was frustrated. But I think he'd had a little too much.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I could tell
the
it.
thing is that he has to go through a day of it at work and then come and do something that's beneficial for the fish family here on YouTube.
Right.
And then he puts up with that. You know, a lot of people don't understand what it's like to work in a pet store.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to catch the rest of that then.
But the thing I do, I pre-filter all my hang-on back, and I just do it because
are you talking about like a
I don't have
sponge?
to clean them as much.
Hey, Bobby.
You're talking about like a sponge, basically.
Yeah.
Sponge, yes.
And Terry was in the camp that you shouldn't be doing that.
Intake tube. Because I just don't want to clean my.
Use that or I'll use these.
I don't want my.
Okay, Rocco, I need you to send me that link.
Filled up with mold, you know.
Well, yeah, I'm not so worried about that. I'm actually half the reason I use them is for a little fry, so they don't get sucked down the.
Exactly why I use them.
Or I have a ton of snails that tend to crawl up those stupid tubes and then get stuck in the impellers.
Well, I didn't understand half of what they were saying. I just wanted to get Terry to chill out.
Yeah. I get it. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you're arguing about.
Well, just so he didn't say anything that he
sponges on a filter.
You know, I was just trying to look out for him. I didn't want him to say anything.
Yes.
I didn't know any of that happened.
Luckily so.
I only got halfway through it and then came here.
Jess was you.
Yeah.
She was
you
like,
were just concerned.
I was just.
Yeah, I get it. Well, that sucks. I don't know. Well, you know, Terry's having a hard time too right now, but
yes, all right, yep.
Doesn't give you the right to be an asshole to somebody.
Well,
he wasn't exactly directing it at anybody, but you know.
I see. He was just getting like angry.
Yeah.
It goes with the fire with what he drinks.
Yeah. I'm not excusing anybody's behavior. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I tend to cut people way too much slack.
I do too,
I
but
don't.
I just because I like
I'm no
everybody.
nonsense, man.
There'll be like a body on the floor. Be like, dude, did you really have to go there, man?
Right?
Like, now we got to clean this up.
Right.
But I have to agree. Terry is
What's up, Tia and Aqua?
he knows quite a bit about
Hello, Susan.
keeping fish.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a wealth of knowledge, man.
Miss
Totally.
Susan, hello, fish mom.
That's what I was getting at.
Miss Susan.
Whenever you
Oh,
guys are saying fishy mom, I always think you're saying fishy mon, and
I
I'm like,
know,
what?
That's right.
What?
fish mom, but it sounds
Fish
like
mom.
fishy mom.
Fish mom. That's why Fishy Lips is better.
Yes, Mikey, I agree with you. I agree with you, Mikey.
I think you should just change your name to Fishy Lips, Fishy Mom.
And I think you should change your name to Mikey.
Okay.
I
Wait,
like
hold on.
Mikey too.
Wait, hold on.
He
Wait.
likes it.
He likes it. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Oh
And
my!
I love fishy lips.
have you noticed all the young people in the room are like, what the hell are they talking about?
I know.
Is that all the young people are?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I do.
Well, there are some.
Is that better, Fishy Lips?
fish that have got interesting fish lips?
Tia and Aqua.
You know, like Pleco got very interesting fishy lips. If you think.
Oh, they do. What about some of them African cichlids? They got some quite some lips on them.
Yes, and then
Miss
there's
Lori, yes, I'm gonna
Duran.
go look at that. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
watch.
freaking flower horns have amazing lips.
Wouldn't it go
Yeah,
without
I
saying
saw
that a
that.
fishy mon would have fishy lips?
Exactly.
Boy, you would
That's
think.
awesome, Lori.
Yes, Mr.
Hey,
Bullseye.
I don't know. I don't know who did it, but I looked on my Teespring thing today, and somebody got 3 of my Suck It Pleco shirts today.
Ah,
Oh, yeah? Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I bought one the other day.
That is cool.
Did you?
hmm
No, it wasn't me.
I did buy one. I think it was purple. For
Way cool. Yeah, because somebody had said something about it, and I was like, you know what, that'd be a pretty funny shirt, so I made it.
I was trying to get on FishTuber to leave you a picture of what I want on the
I
t-shirt.
already got it,
you know?
brother. I already got you scored away, brother. I already got you scored away.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir. You are squared away, my
How did
friend.
you get the picture?
I just went on your YouTube thing and stole it.
All right. Because I could not make heads or tails of that
No, I got you squared away, brother.
YouTuber.
Don't worry about it.
Well, Fishy Mom, first you have to know what you're doing with a computer.
Right.
Yes, I get
Hey, Jess, can I do a shameless
type
plug
in
real quick?
words.
whatever.
A
I
shameless
only know
plug
how
on
to
those
search
t-shirts?
4 words. I mean 4 letters. Sorry.
No, for those of you that haven't heard yet, I'm trying to put together a Fish Family shirt. So if you want your name or logo on it, send it to my email, and I'll get you squared away. I'll put your logo or your name, either or. If you want to put your name on there, that's fine too. Like your YouTube channel name, I'll go ahead and throw that on there for you. I just thought it'd be cool
my
shirt to have.
logo or just my name?
Either or, whatever you like.
getting both.
No, but what did you put on the shirt of mine?
Oh, your logo.
Oh, okay.
Your logo.
Yeah.
So if you want your logo put on a Fish Family T-shirt, let me know and I'll go ahead and knock that out for you.
You already got mine, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So it's gonna be everybody's logo, right?
Everybody's logo.
Yeah, that's cool. That is.
Miss Susan, if you go to my channel page and you look on the about section, the email's right there. But for those of you that don't know it, it is Valhalla Fish Room at gmail.com.
And what's it gonna say? Fish fam or something like that?
Yeah, it'll just have Big Fish Family on the front, and then it'll have on the back. It'll have everybody's logo on the back or name or what have you on the back.
Yeah, that is
And
cool.
if I run out of space in the back, I'll start putting them on the front.
And that's the link to Rocco's channel. I just posted there. Anybody doesn't have him as a, what do you guys call them? Check valves, pineapples, firebirds.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters anymore either.
It matters.
Apparently, Google moderators all over the conversations. So.
Yeah. I I want y'all to see this beta, this male beta I've got right here.
I wonder if that's going to go through.
Oh, look at him.
That'll get squashed.
I don't like crown tails, but I loved him.
He's
He'll
pretty.
come on and turn, make a turn.
He is pretty.
I gotta get some
These are,
photos.
I think
these are amazing
I think
fish.
that's Mike's.
He gonna go to the back.
Oh yeah, it's my puppy's barking. Hold on. Oh.
Wait,
No,
are we seeing this through your phone? How are we seeing
Yeah.
Hank, as soon as I get
Yeah,
everybody's
sometimes.
on there, I'm sure I'll have to
Hello,
put a
Big
deadline
Hank.
up on that to say, when the cutoff date's going to be. I'll say we'll give it like a week or whatever, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put them on there. But I have yours, Hank. If you want me to put it on there, I can put it on there for you if you like.
I need to get a logo first. That would help.
Yeah, Kevin, get on that.
He's just looking all around in the background.
Chop, bali, agashi.
My pea puffers.
What?
They got fat
What's up, Big Tank? Are pea puffers in there?
My little, I have a pea puffer in here.
Big
He's
tank.
Fat little son of a gun.
He's probably eating all his little baby snails.
Yeah, he.
Right?
And
Those
yeah,
are pretty guppies too, though. Look at those.
these are
Yeah.
those swallow fin. These are the males long fins that don't breed. And I just threw them all in this tank. Yeah,
They're gorgeous, man.
they are. They're really pretty.
I really like those.
What's up, Andre?
You got a
The
flame
females
in
are
your tank.
prettier.
RB.
There's a flame in your tank, Jess.
Yeah, I know. I've got my candle.
Big J's fish keeper.
I'm so good.
They're
I
on
can get
fire.
fire under the water.
They're on fire. That's how awesome they are.
Wish he would freaking come back. He knows I'm trying to record him or show him, so he don't want to come out the front. He's been at the front all morning.
Do you know that guppies show differently in different water parameters?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Yes,
I
they
know
do.
it's different light. I know that when I bought these, they were supposed to be purple, and they're not in my water.
They need hard water to be purple.
Yeah. Well, they need harder water than what I got then.
Yeah, they need.
I need
really
coffee to
hard
wake up.
See you, Timbo. Have a good one.
Bye, Timbo.
Later on, Timbo Slice.
You know what shows really well in your water, Jess?
What?
Half black pastels.
I had half black pastels. It wasn't their fault that I let the strain go to crap, but that was my fault because that was the first ones I bought. And,
But they come from soft water in Germany,
oh,
where they come from. They are a German developed strain that the Asians worked on and the Americans have worked on. And talking to IFGA breeders like Stephen Kortler and
Well, hello, Susan Fish Mom.
I learned what fish are best in what kind of show water quality.
yeah.
And that's how they would actually enter shows. They wouldn't enter a line that would show badly in soft water. They would show the strains that show better in softer water.
Well, that makes sense.
Exactly. And this is what these guys that are show breeders know.
Fun fact, Big J. I'm also known as Big J in my family. My first name is Jason, and my son's name is the same. And he's Little J. I'm Big J. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt
Keep
you
in
guys.
mind that
No.
Florida has got very hard water, Jess.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you're entering your show, your fish are going to look a little bit different in that water parameter than your own.
Huh. And you don't know that until you figure it out what color they look like in different waters.
Exactly.
Huh. Here he comes. Come on up to the front.
Interesting.
Like I was advised, like I live in soft water now, so I was advised
There he is.
Swampy, what's
There
up?
he is.
strains, Asian strains, because the Asians breed more in soft water than the Americans do. And their fish generally show better in softer water. But it depends on the color.
Huh. Ah! Phil. Huh. Well,
You learn something new every day.
yeah. Makes me wonder what mine are going to look like then.
It's
The ones
bold
that
mama.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Bold Mama.
Creeping around in swampy spots.
Albinos look very good in your water.
The albinos do good in my water. Yeah.
Exactly. And they look really good.
Yes,
They're an Asian strain.
I agree. They do look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. If I've got a strain and it breeds and it throws not leucistic, none of that, but it is not, it's like the inverted color of what it normally is, but it's not albino. Does that
Okay. What colors are we talking here?
Okay, so I've got I call big ear dark dragons, and
Okay.
they're dark. They almost look like they're red. Well, it's the one that I have on the bottom of the screen.
And what color is showing up?
So it threw at least I think 7 of them, and
That's a
they
good question,
came out
Andre.
as clear with snake skin, but not dark snake skin. It's clear snake skin looking instead of the dark snake skin looking part of the.
It means that there is a gold or blonde gene in their heritage somewhere. Okay.
You know what? My thumb's
Gold, there's bronze, and another body color blonde, besides gray.
Chewy, Andre's got a question. He says that guppy shows how long do the fish take to color up before the show? Do they get there days early or just a couple hours? Like how do they get them to color up?
That is why people send their fish to the show chairman at least a week ahead of time
Okay.
for them to adapt to the water that
Calm down.
they're going to be shown in.
Okay. So there you go. They get there early.
Show chairman and the person that is entering the show.
Cool.
Okay,
Okay.
these are
I do not enter guppy shows. I refuse to.
Jess,
But
Mike
I will
is in
enter
backstage.
Fish in the tropical fish show. Because to me, there are fish that you work on genetically, and then there are fish that you actually breed and are proud of. Okay. Mine were more along the genetic studies of guppies.
Right.
I never
So you're breeding for genes and not.
They're getting B-roll, Jess.
of my guppies because I was not into that kind of thing. I was more into the study of the genetics of guppies.
Holy cow, Andre, that's cold.
Those are some of my albinos.
That's cool.
And the development of strains. That is the difference between Terry and I, okay?
What's that? That you would that you worked on the genetics?
That I would go into many generations with my fish trying to look for what I wanted in the fish.
I see.
Rather than buying a strain that has already got championships qualities and breeding them for their specific purpose. Because not all IFGMA members show. I was a member of the IFGA too.
Right. Right.
But I was there for the knowledge of the breeders. Okay? One of my friends, Doug White, was an IFGA judge up here in Canada.
Yeah,
He
aquatic
switched
guys.
his hobby to shrimp. Okay? Because I've been doing that long enough. I want to do shrimp now. Oh, okay. He's bred plecos too. You know, he keeps various different other fish besides guppies. But he was a competing member and also a judge. So he goes, what do you want to know about guppies? And I went, I want to know about the genetics of them. I've kept purebred strains. I've maintained them. I want to know about the genetics. So I basically introduced to several people that he knows for my radio show and for my knowledge. Right?
Right.
And one of my favorites was Luke Roebuck because he was a judge in the World Guppy Association. He was a judge in our association. Him and Philip Shattuck worked together on a lot of different strains, and I could pick his brain. I'm not showing Luke. I want to know more about guppies this way. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Chewy. Here's the dark dragons.
Okay.
These are the ones I'm breeding. And then this. Nope, where are they? Right here.
Oh, you're making me sick, Jess. Slow down.
Jess, you can make it full screen.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do it on your computer, right?
Oh, she's gonna walk all the way back over there and make me sick again.
I'm sorry.
I set the phone down. Okay, hang on.
It'd be easier to see it for everyone.
Yes. I'm going to make a deal with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay? You
Look at
have
that
asked
substrate.
me to be on a show with Chubbs and you.
Say that again?
You have asked me to be on a show
Yes.
with Chubbs and you.
Yes.
We will make this a topic, and you will do a video of each tank, stabilize it for that show, and I will explain the differences between what is maintained in the line and the other gene that is involved, that is hidden, that is expressed in those other fish.
God, that sounds boring.
Oh, what does not mind? Okay, so
This morning started off with chemistry. It's only getting harder from here.
Explain that to you during your half of the show.
That just sounds really interesting.
But Chubbs
Yeah,
and I
Dan Snake in the second half.
about his native fish in Louisiana
okay.
in his half of the show.
Really interested in those paradise fish that you guys are talking about.
They are beautiful.
No kidding.
I didn't mean to sideline the
my girl last
conversation.
night.
Just all
Just
that
Google it.
shit I
Just
want.
Google it, man.
No,
Google
they were
it.
talking that I guess they're getting done breeding them and stuff. But I want to keep going with where you're going with Chewy. I didn't mean to.
Sorry, Jay.
Because what the other show is showing is the recessive gene of that line. In other words, it's beginning to sort of fall apart.
Uh-huh.
It needs a specific gene that I will tell you about that the Asians use.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be there Monday, right?
You want me on Monday?
Yep.
Okay.
Fishy Mon's backstage knocking.
2 videos up on your YouTube of each line, and you bring them up when I request them.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. We'll be very, very organized about it. And I will be there just for that.
Put some pants on, Chewy.
Okay? Because it was a part of my bluegrass line that would throw red.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Eventually the red would show. And there is a specific gene that the Asians developed a guppy to correct that line.
There's that.
Rain coming.
Yeah, that beta looks nice. Beta. I'm sorry.
Aquatic
say
Nest is
beta.
keeping paradise fish at 59.6.
I think that's an East Coast, West Coast thing. I don't know.
Are paradise fish a cold water fish? Is that the problem?
I guess so.
I thought they were, yeah.
They're cooler water fish.
Oh shit! I can't keep.
I never saying he's heard that they raise the fry at 40 degrees.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What do you hear that thing? That's
Fish in the hobby that people had success with due to the fact that there were no heaters back then.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that means
I'm
I
sure.
can't
I'm
keep
sure.
It was the
I'm
first.
sure you can keep them a little warmer.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, come on. I mean, like if they're anywhere,
Rather warm,
but it probably gets hot wherever everybody is, unless they're like.
But
Eventually,
Arctic.
yeah.
they like an extreme water temperature. They're from an area that goes through an extreme water.
Like fluxes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It goes from freezing to whatever, or at least maybe near freezing.
Not
I
quite
saw those
freezing.
paradise fish, and I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, we were looking at those yesterday. They're great.
Yeah, they're
Not
beautiful
quite
fish.
freezing because they're still.
Oh, what am I talking
Yeah,
about? They're
I
being
guess.
raised at a Florida fish farm. Of course, I can keep them.
Yes.
Duh.
Duh,
Duh.
duh, Mikey.
That's cool.
Dog
I gotta look at
fishy
those,
lips.
man. Those are
Yes.
impressive.
Yeah, Mikey.
They live over in Asia, okay, an area of Asia that has got a temperature swing of about 40 degrees to about 90.
Right. Well, that
So
makes
they're
sense.
used to it.
So you shouldn't have a
They
problem.
come from a rather harder water area of Asia than some of the other fish do. So they do very well all over the world.
Hey, you
Right.
guys, I'll be right back. I have to take my puppy outside.
Oh, Andre, that's pretty cool.
Wait, Jess.
What?
The fish tank's on fire.
I've seen on one of your pictures there just now that you have a metal stand, that chrome metal stand.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those that can hold the weight of two 20-gallon tanks? You think
Yes.
those metal
easily.
stands are
Yeah,
they good?
yes,
For,
yes.
Yes,
they
now
will.
let her take the puppy outside. Jesus.
Yeah, they will. I'll be right back.
Manifesto.
I'll be right back.
What's up, Chew?
okay.
You know the ridiculous law of we not being
You know,
able
Mikey.
to keep an African snakehead in Canada. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
We have got another ridiculous law.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Amur goby?
No.
No.
The Amur goby is a relative of a lot of tropical gobies that are just beautiful. Jesse has them. Aquaballs has them.
Sweet.
Prime Time
See you,
Aquatic
Dale.
has them. Okay, we're not allowed to have those because
Night
they
COC.
belong to the whole genus, and the whole genus is banned up in Canada.
That
Rest
stinks.
well, girl. Rest well.
Yeah,
Just well, I guess there's like a blanket, whatever.
yeah, it's the blanket coverage, and
That's how we got screwed out of arowanas.
The danger, the natural danger of those fish in the U.S. is kind of great. The ones that you are getting. You do not want to see them in your waterways because they will eat mussels and all of your snails and that type of thing.
Detrivores.
They are that kind of fish.
Yeah, they would
Gobies,
definitely
yeah.
screw up
I am
most of them for
throwing
sure.
that out there so that people realize the
There's some
damage
gobies around here that are
to create.
in danger.
Because we deal with the round goby up here in Canada, and it has caused a lot of issues.
There's sculpins, gobies.
You know,
There's some
like,
native ones here that are.
I don't mind the Russian snakehead being banned. I don't mind that at all. But if you're a little dwarf snakehead that's as pretty as a 4-inch Chena and Drail, that swims around with zebra danios in their natural habitat. It gets a little bit out there.
Right. Wasn't that kind of like what do they call it? On
you're
the
not
Mississippi River, they have a
anything.
problem with dogfish.
Yeah. So we get blanketed on both of them, you know, so we can't get that genus of goby either.
Now, do you have that? Do you have that problem with the dogfish in your waters up there too?
Smaller fish. It's like we don't have those kind of stocks at a temperature that they can survive at.
Right, it's not a threat, but I guess if you carve out, so then what? I guess it's just better to.
Well,
There's always the politics involved in something like that.
Meanwhile, we've got lakes of goldfish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
plecos.
guys, those eggs that I've seen in the cave haven't hatched as yet.
How long do they take normally to hatch?
Well, I messaged the TM Aquatics. He breeds a lot of these kinds of plecos, and he says on an average 6 days.
7 days is around the figure of hatching, and 14 days they begin coming out of their cave.
And how long have they had these eggs?
Well, I seen them trapping last Friday, but
So
I don't know if they
right
paid
at day
last
6,
Friday.
7.
Huh?
We're right
So,
at day
yeah.
6, 7.
It's probably about 6 or 7 days since the eggs have been laid. So
they should be hatching like any time then.
Yeah, if they're gonna hatch, it'll be probably the next day.
I don't know if they're gonna hatch though. It's their first time. It's the first time they ever trapped.
God, I hope so.
That weighs a little
Well,
bit on the
as long as you're within the water parameters, you should do fine.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. So.
Oh.
Well, we never know. I mean, all you can do is cross your fingers,
Well, it all depends on when it affects it. Does it affect it at the egg side, or does it affect the fry, or a lot of different variables when you're talking
Yeah.
Like in the case of crebenses, I know this personally. I bought a pair of crebenses, not told, but not a lot.
I haven't seen them, Danny. He came in for a minute and
back
left.
then because the study was not done.
How you doing, by the way, Danny?
But in harder water, crebenses do not do that well in sex ratio.
What's up, Danny?
You will get
What's
more
up, Danny?
males than females in a higher pH. So it's one thing that I
And the
learned
answer's no, Danny.
to
I don't think we
use
have.
distilled water with. Jess has got the right pH for even distribution for male and female.
Boy, they like it too. Good God Almighty.
Mine were 80% male.
Woo!
Wow, really?
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is the pH dictated whether you had
No, it would do
more
And
males
there
or
is
more
a
females.
scientific study done by people in university disclosing that fact in about 1980 or
There
84.
was something I was reading about increased temperature, like the warming of the waters in the oceans and stuff like that, is actually changing like the sex of fish, because
Yes.
that's what the temperature determined what they were going to
A
be.
lot of it has got to do with temperature, and a lot of it has got to do with pH, and a lot of it has got to do with various different factors.
Yeah.
Doing well, Danny. I'm trying anyway.
Like Dr. Jeff Marliev of the Vancouver Aquarium has
it's
opium because of the fact of our dropping pH in our area of the ocean. Because all of the water is going directly in there. Our glaciers are receding.
Yep. Even in mammals. Yeah.
Including humans?
I don't know. Probably not.
We're a mammal.
We would have figured that out a long time ago. There would be sweat lodges for women to determine this. Whatever.
The basic growth of our world is amazing. The size of some of our cities in comparison to the 80s.
There's my pea puffer. There he is.
What up, little dude?
He's back there in the back to the left.
I'm worried about that fire that's in that water.
Yeah.
See,
He's right there.
Left. I think your logo might be in the way. Oh, I see him in the back there. I see him now. Yeah,
He's
okay.
walking around back
Oh, he's a little chunky little guy.
He is a fat son of a gun.
there.
Good. He looks big too. Looks like a big
I'm
guy.
actually surprised that he doesn't nip the fins of your guppies.
He doesn't bother any of the guppies. Now, if I put another pea puffer in there, though, he'll kill it.
Yeah.
hey Jess, are you fat shaming a fish?
Yes, yes, I am. I
Those,
wanted that
those
dog.
stands that you use, they don't bow at all.
The what?
The metal stands that you use, they don't bow.
No, I
At
have
all?
not. No,
But yeah, if you think about it, I mean, if you're using 10 pounds per gallon, and it's a 20-gallon tank, that's what 200 pounds, right, per tank.
Yeah.
So
And if it's a shelf, like most shelves are rated for at least 200 pounds, especially something like that.
it should be able to hold
100 pounds per
20
tank, not
gallons
200
on
pounds per
each
tank.
shelf of that one.
The 20-gallon tank is what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
Well,
Yeah,
Now, this one, if it was wide enough or long enough, it would be able to hold one.
And those are the stuff they use in like what do you call it?
Restaurants.
Yeah, restaurant
You can get that
industrial.
from Restaurant Supply. You can get it from
Yeah.
Depot.
And those are usually meant to hold weight.
I know some people use them, but they put plywood on them. So I was just wondering if it's okay to just use that shelf without the plywood.
Yeah, I did. And they are not bowing at all.
Yeah, I think in a 10-gallon or a 20-long footprint, the glass
Right.
is strong enough to hold itself, the bottom frame. Like
Yes.
you can just pretty much set them things
Right.
anywhere, as long as they don't like.
I know what I did with mine because I have a shelf like that, and what I did is I took self-tapping screws and just screwed it in through the round end piece into the leg, so that way I know for sure it isn't going to move.
Right. Wow.
But I'm always that guy. It's like, okay, well it'll hold, such and such and such and such. Okay, well how can I make it even stronger? So
Over engineer.
I kind of modify it a little bit to make it work.
You screw the actual shelf into the
leg itself. Yeah. Because like with that on the corner on the shelf itself, it's got like round things where those legs go up through.
Yes.
And I just took
That
self-tapping
prevents it from
screws.
moving.
It won't
That's
move
weird.
at all. It won't slip, slide, nothing. You kind of worry about if it's going
The
to
bait is on fire.
slide down a
Yeah,
little
the
bit.
bait is on fire.
But it keeps it like super sturdy.
Yeah, because I was thinking of double stacking my 20s instead of having them each on a separate stand. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would work. It would work.
Yeah, you should be fine. You could even see what they're rated. And let's go to HomeDepot.com. Check them
Yeah.
out.
Roger.
Yeah, and then you could come over and help me do it, Manifesto.
Yeah, those are
You
really
know how to put a shelf together, man?
Those are so easy.
No,
to
I
put
could just sit
together.
down and watch you do the work. Thank you.
There's
Ask
nothing
him how much. Ask him how much.
How much
Sorry,
what?
Jess.
Hey, Mikey,
Jess was saying
are
something.
you
so-
jealous we didn't invite you?
No.
All right,
You want to take a flight up here and come help us, Mikey?
Absolutely not. You guys are in cold weather. I don't like that shit.
It's supposed to get warmer next week.
Yeah, warmer doesn't
So-
equal warm. Sorry.
We actually had snow flurries, not last night, but the night before.
Yeah,
We
see, how
had
do you
to
invite
bump
somebody to
that. I'm good. I'll stay right here in South Texas.
Aren't you?
I'm good.
All right, so you
Yeah.
probably want like what is it? 20 long is like 30 inches, right? Right. So you need the
Yeah.
36.
Hello,
About
Papa Short.
33 inches, I think.
Okay. So you need the 36-inch one. 65
20 long?
bucks. Yeah, I think it's 30 and a quarter inches. Last time I remember.
What? the length of a 20 gallon.
Yeah,
long?
20 long.
30 and a quarter exactly. 30 and a quarter.
Damn, this manifesto knew his.
Hey, Danny.
Thanks.
So what's
I measured quite a few of them.
What's the one they make that can fit the 20 longs?
It's a 36-inch shelf, wide shelf, and if you get it,
Okay.
I don't know how high you want it, but the 72-inch one would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves. Which I don't know
Yeah,
how.
I've got 4.
Good for you, John.
Yeah, you might not be able to use the top shelf. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I could use it for storage.
Yes, and each shelf holds 350 pounds, evenly distributed.
Yeah.
So you're
Jay
good.
Oliver, how are you, my friend?
And
So
how
you can
much
put
do
it
you
over.
estimate 20-gallon long weighs?
200 pounds is what we said, roughly.
Oh,
That's I would say including
Yeah,
gravel.
roughly. Well, figure 20 pounds, or excuse me, 20 gallons times what? 8.8, I think it is,
Yeah, it depends on the day.
for a gallon of water.
Weather. It's all temperature dependent, but yeah,
And the
because
TDS.
volume changes with temperature, right? So,
Oh, crap, it's raining again.
but yeah, figure that's why I was around it. Like say, because you're going to put other stuff in the tank, like fish and plants, maybe,
Fish
or
and
some
gravel, plants,
exactly.
right?
So yeah, I figured 10
Yeah,
pounds per
Then if you're
gallon.
going to do a hang-on back filter or
Yeah.
canister, whatever you're going to do.
Fish, and water.
So kind of factor that in,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do fish
But
weigh anything in water?
It should technically be okay then.
Yeah, because it says
Right.
each shelf is 350 pounds, and that gives you an extra 150 pounds. It's like
Yeah.
almost adding another full fish tank.
But the
Right.
thing
Now,
is,
is
I
that
don't
per
want to.
shelf or is that total?
I don't want to
It says-
put the bottom
shelf.
tag. I don't want to put the
Per
bottom
shelf,
tag
okay.
too low where I can't create a site.
Later, Step.
Yeah, right.
Later,
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever. I mean, you got 4 or 5 shelves right there. I mean, one of them's real high, one of them's real low. So
Fishing on, I really like
figure you
them.
got 3 shelves you can use that you won't have to be bending over.
Yeah.
Old
Well,
man.
I'm a short guy, so I never have to bend over, right?
That's convenience.
Need more detail. All right, says yeah, max
More details.
350
Hey, Russell, you think you're
pounds
short.
per
I am.
shelf. Can level them. Does it say what a maximum is? I guess 350 per shelf is what the maximum is. So times that times
And
5.
for leveling them, can you?
They
There's
have
a
legs.
tool at the bottom that you can individually turn to
Adjustable legs.
adjustable.
Oh, yeah.
leg.
Adjustable
Right.
shelves, adjustable legs, installation guide. You can
You
get
can-
them in.
Put the shelves at however distance apart you want them. I
Yep.
mean, it's really nice shelving.
No tool assembly.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is right up
Very
your alley,
convenient.
man.
Very
Jess, did you do it yourself?
I did it myself.
$65.
Yeah.
Jeez,
yours.
Jess did it herself. I
They come
should
in
be able
black,
to do it.
and you might be able to get them in chrome.
I totally
Yeah.
disagree.
Oh,
Just
wait.
can
I
do
wish-
stuff you can't do, Fishy
I
Lips.
wish I could have gotten mine in black, but they didn't have them in black, so I just went with chrome. I could paint them if I wanted to, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I got
well,
beautiful red.
I like
Yep.
wooden stands myself. You can paint them any color that you want.
Yeah.
those look like Home Depot stand. Those look like Home Depot racks, Rocco.
It is exactly what it is. 2,500 pounds per shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work at Home Depot.
Me too. I used to
Which
work in
one?
Millworks.
In Phillipsburg?
No, the one in Bethlehem,
Yeah, I used to work at Home Depot
190.
too.
191.
I used to work at the one
I
on
worked at the one in
Lehigh
Savannah,
Street.
Georgia.
4140. What's the store number? That was a while ago.
I was at
know
the
the store
bottom of
number?
the ladder. I
Yeah, it's
pushed
still a local
carts.
store.
I pushed carts and helped people load their car.
I was in the deliveries, whatever. I was a delivery
did
wheel call
Millworks.
coordinator. I was like logistic guy. But
All day long, helping little old ladies find their car in the parking lot and put the back of mulch
It
in their
ain't gotta
trunk.
be, it don't have to be a little old lady. He'll have to tell them I can't find mine. I'm in a
Hey,
truck.
it doesn't have to be a lady. It can be a manifesto wandering. Where the hell's my car?
One day,
that all the
this little old lady, I help her load her bag of mulch and stuff. Then she pulls out a lifesaver from her purse and she goes, "Here you go, Sonny.
Oh my
Here's
god.
a little treat for you.
That's
a
quite a tip.
lifesaver."
That's quite a tip.
Aw.
I don't. It's
I-
sweet,
I-
but I don't know.
I think she was giving me a I think she was like, implying something. Here's a light. Your bread
Papa
stinks.
Shrimp. Did you feel that that plywood actually helps more?
Hey,
So
that's
you said you put the plywood on the shelves. Does that help you more? You think?
What? Say that again.
No, Papa Shrimp said that he put plywood on the shelves, and I said, do you feel that helps more? I mean, does it help it from not sliding around the plastic on the bottom of the tank? Does it stop it from sliding around on the shelving more?
No,
or
I think they do it because it thinks that it distributes the weight better. But these
Morning, too coolly for schooly.
to distribute the weight.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Absolutely.
Because I had to do it on now I have other shelving in the living room that I got from Home Depot.
Damn.
And they are not metal on the bottom. They were that plywood that if it gets wet, it swells. I had
particle board.
I had the tank fall through it because it leaked and got.
Particle board's going to do that.
Yeah, so Joe had to replace it with plywood for me. I should have went with the all metal.
I built this stand out of 2x4s for my 90-gallon.
Go Cubs, go!
Hey, y'all see that name on the screen? Too Cooley for Schooly.
Yep. I think Too Cooley for Schooly is Spider Girl from. I think she changed her name. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Hey, Papa Shrimp. I didn't say hi. Hi. Danny, I didn't say hi to you either. Good morning. Okay, you guys. Detroit Shrimp just went live, and I don't want to run over his time. So I want us to go over to him. I know some of y'all already do go to some of his live streams, but
we'll post the link, girly.
I will, if I can find it.
Well, that was an interesting stream, Jess.
Do what?
It went from water chemistry to guppies to
shelf construction.
Construction to quite a few aspects. So,
hey, Frankie Fins.
It was a very good stream. I very, very much thank everyone because I enjoyed the heck out of it and I love learning.
I always enjoy your streams, Jess.
Well, good. Thank you, because something is probably going to happen in a few days that I have no control over, but we'll see what happens. So.
I don't like how
you can't leave us hanging like that. What?
I can't. I can't go into it. Y'all, I'm sure already know. You just got to put 2 and 2 together. I don't want to say it.
Jess is pregnant.
I am not pregnant. I do not have.
Jess is having a litter.
No. Let's just say somebody will be starting to stream again, and I don't know how that's going to affect this stream. So, I'm not going to go into how I feel about it or anything like that. So,
I'm going to cry.
We'll see. I'm still going to continue doing my thing. We'll see how it floats. So, but
I'm in the back room.
Anyway,
I'm going to cry.
I will be back Monday. Actually, if I don't have to work, which I probably will have to work tomorrow, since I don't know if I'm gonna get to work today or not.
Back Monday. Oh shit! It's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
Hi, Bold Mama.
Yeah.
But I did put
Big J.
I did put his Detroit Shrimp link in chat. So let's all go over there and raid him, okay?
I'm not going over there yet. I'm going to the back room real quick.
Well, you can do that too.
What's happening?
Hey, Big J.
Nanya.
Frankie Finn. Hello.
Hey, I don't see that link, Jess.
I put it.
I don't see it.
Oh my god.
It's
at 11:20.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Right there. Here, I'll pin that one.
I see it.
Okay.
Weird. Okay.
Detroit Shrimp. Yeah, he's live.
Detroit Shrimp. Yes, he's live. And let's go rate him. Just do let's do hashtag MTFNF.
That's not an option.
So we're gonna go raid him with hashtag MTFNF. We're going to raid Detroit Shrimp, Geek Boy. I put the link in chat.
Right on, right on.
There. So I love you guys. I will be back here Monday morning, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I love you guys as always. And I had such a
Jess, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love you.
Good.
I love you.
I love you guys.
All right, see you, Jess. Have a
All
good
right. Hashtag MTFNF. That's right, Geek Boy.
See ya.
I'll see you guys.